what age is one considered an adult? By definition, 18 years old is considered an adult. But we all know that age is not much to do with the fact of being an adult. Because I can tell you at 16, I was not ready to be an adult. So 2 years later, what changed? Not much. So when they say 18, it's merely by the standard of age. Or is it really? At what age is one considered an adult? By definition, 18 years old. Now we're going to get into the video that I promised a while ago. Didn't get a chance to film the video. Going to do it now. So what actually prompted me to do this video was two things. One of them being my daughter, my oldest daughter now is 16 years old. So I started to reflect back on when I was 16 years old. And was I, quote unquote, ready for the world? And I could tell you I wasn't. But in my mind, I felt like I was. But also, we got to look at male-female things. So can a male at 16 years old really be ready for the world as opposed to a female who's 16 years old? Well, it depends. It really depends. I had a blueprint that probably had me ready to, face the world at 16. But mentally, I probably wasn't ready. And it's probably good that I didn't actually try to be big-headed about it and go out there and actually act on it. And even at 18, I probably still wasn't 100% ready yet. So that was one of the things that promoted me wanted to put this video out. And another thing was, most recently, I came across someone who's 24 years old, married, and children. Just so happens to be, though, that he's incarcerated. And his way of making money is not the best decision of making money, the way that he decided to make money. So I spoke to him and I said, you might want to reconsider doing things from a legal point of view so that your family, your children, they don't suffer. And he's going to be honest that it really doesn't matter to him because he's going to do what he has to do for them to survive. And I agree with that part, but not the part of the illegal part, because you're doing nothing but hurting them. Your decision to help them by any means and all means necessary is a temporary fix to a major problem. You're putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, and that's not actually going to even help anyway. So with that said, I told him that life is not over because you made a mistake. But if you keep making the same mistake, life is not going to be kind to you, nor does it have the obligation to be kind to you. So you got to think about your decisions that you make. And, we think about it, 16 years old is 8 years shy of 24, as I just said, right? So what's the difference? He's 24 years old, grown man, basically definitely a grown man by then, but still young. And if you think about it, just because he's 8 years older than a 16-year-old, is he making adult decisions and choices? He's still making mistakes. I know I still made mistakes at 24. And I can also tell you that I knew that I was not ready to step into more responsibility at that age. So I if I had anything right in my mind, I had that plan that I was not going to have a family at 24. And I was not going to do certain things at 24. In all reality, at 24, I think a family, anything super serious at that point was not on my plate at all. So with that said, I also saw something where there was someone that said if they could go back and relive their life again, with the same mind they have now, but at that age, would they do it? And they was like, yeah, they would. I feel the same way. If I could take the mind I have now and relive maybe my teens, I wouldn't want to go back to my teens, really. I think that's a little too far back because I don't think that's, I don't need the teens. Just put me back at 20. At 20, I believe I could shift a lot of things around. Because at 20, I probably would have stepped into a career earlier instead of sitting around and not jumping right into school or continuing school and continuing to learn, period. Because it's not all about learning about things in a educational setting, because you can learn about life on your own. At our disposal right now, we have all avenues of approach and opportunity to learn, not just from a school setting. We can learn from reading. We can learn from audiobooks. You can actually learn from watching TV. If you're watching the right things, you can learn from everything. So a 16-year-old right now is in a better position than me at 16 years old. So it's just a matter of applying themselves. And I would say she has a great opportunity to succeed because she has me, she has a mother. She has positive influences. My daughter I'm talking about has all these positive influences to enable her to succeed. And then even better than that, her sister can watch all the stuff that her big sister has gleaned from to become successful. And then she just has to follow that same blueprint and she should be fine. So a 16-year-old is definitely not an adult. An 18-year-old, they claim to be an adult. I don't really 100% agree with that because it's only my numbers. It's a matter of, are you ready or not? Your age is going to come regardless. However I look at it, I'm going to be a year older each year. But as far as me being prepared to become that age, there's nothing I can do about that. But I can always better myself at any age. I can always learn at any age. So the best preparation is preparation. Reading, learning, understanding, going deeper than just school. If you're just relying on school to teach you everything, it's not enough. If you're relying on the news to give you all the information that's going on in the world, it's not enough. You got to step out there and get all you can get that's available to you on your own. It's probably your best bet. So all the teens out there, all the young folk, or people just striving to get the best and most out of life, don't stop. Don't let anything stop you. Keep going, be strong, and go get it. Because nobody's going to give you anything. And if they give it to you, you should question that. Because things given usually are not things that are good. No one's giving me anything for free. With that said, remember faith, health, wealth, and success.